dominant.
So first one in, and the others will follow.
English took hold and spread as Europeans moved south and west.
Why aren't the indigenous languages still the language used on this continent? And it's kind of a sad response to that. There has been takeover.
Perhaps the idea of nation building has encouraged us to speak a single language.
But other cultures did influence English, which led to those different accents. It's the reason we don't sound British.
Why is the American sound kind of not doing the Pakyaka and Harvard Yard Boston sound? Why is it not doing the Georgia sound of the South so much?
That includes here in San Antonio, where we have a unique sound, unique terminology. For instance, words like puro.
KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to the site of the 2025 KSAT Pigskin Classic. We are getting ready to bring you a night of high school football. We have an entire team here to do that as the team's getting warmed up right behind us.
So excited for tonight. It should be like a state holiday here in Texas, right? The first night of high school football. Ernie Zuniga here with Myra. Across the way, Adam Caskey with his Canyon on standby, and my morning colleague from GMSA, Jaffney Gray, are ready to bring you a half hour leading up to, of course, the pregame show, which starts at 6:30 right here on KSAT 12.
We've got Sotomayor, we've got Clark High School, the Wildcats, the Cougars, and this is just one of 6 games on a Thursday night in week 1 of high school football. Our sports team out here as well. We're going to hear from Larry and Mary coming up in a little bit. But for now, we're going to send things back to Stefania Jimenez in the studio to get you caught up on news of the day. Stefania.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. So we're going to take you back to Ferris Stadium in just a bit. But first, we want to get to the day's news. And we'll start here where a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy is in trouble with the law himself. The Sheriff's Office says that 29-year-old deputy Abel Cifuentes was arrested on a warrant for assault, family violence causing bodily injury. Deputies say that this all stems from an incident back in May of 2024. The victim, who's also a deputy, says that Cifuentes grabbed her and then struck her. The two were in a relationship. Cifuentes has been with the Sheriff's Office since 2017 and is now on administrative leave during the investigation, which is protocol. Over on the south side, we are keeping a very close eye on Eads Avenue near South Presses Street and Roosevelt Avenue after a nasty car wreck happened around 2 o'clock this afternoon. San Antonio police say that a car crashed into a power line and then flipped over. It's unclear at this point if anybody was hurt. As we speak, some businesses are scrambling because starting tomorrow, anything coming into the U.S. from a foreign country that's worth $800 or less is going to get hit with a tariff. And on top of that, Mexico has announced that it's going to suspend shipping to the U.S. Business owners over at Market Square are taking this very seriously because they say that this is just another blow after dealing with the surrounding construction in their area for the past few months.
And it's going to be a total chaos bringing stock back, and of course you have to raise your prices, and you're gonna have to do what you have to do. But the way it is right now, we're not even making money to buy goods. So you know what I mean? It's just horrible situation.
And you feel for him. That's Hugo Flores. His store, Texas Hats, has been in business for almost 7 years, and right now he just doesn't know what the future is going to look like. Now to business owners up in the Hill Country. More than 200 of them went to a resource fair earlier today. Our Zaria Oates was there as business owners from around the area shared their concerns and also how their experience rebuilding has been during this entire time. And Zaria, tell us, what did they tell you?
Many of them have been really frustrated about how things have gone since that July 4th flood. And many of them tell me that they've just really wished that there were more grants and less loans with high interest rates. We spoke with several businesses who have been trying to rebuild since day one, since the recovery efforts have begun. And they tell me that they have such a high cost to rebuild that they just don't know how they're going to get back on their feet. They also said that one of the big things is they've received grants, they've received received small grants, medium-sized grants, but none of them compare to the millions of dollars in recovery efforts that it's going to take to rebuild a lot of these buildings. They also said that they have been receiving loans or loan offers, but that 4 to 8% loan is just too high of an interest rate for them to feel like they can afford to pay it back once they start rebuilding. We'll hear more from many of these business owners tonight at 10 p.m. who tell me how they're rebuilding and how they're building a sense of community by reuniting with some of the other business owners going through the same thing as them. Live in Kerrville, I'm Zaria Oates.
We certainly hope that things turn around for those businesses. Thank you. All right, we're days away from the unofficial end of summer, and as our Garrett Berger reports, new Braunfels tubing outfitters, maybe you've heard of that business, they're really hoping that Labor Day marks a turning point for them because the July 4th floods really hurt them, and they need people to visit the Canal River this weekend.
Hot days, cool water, they go together.
Going to be in town for a concert, and you just can't pass it up when you're right here, right?
Especially when you have the river near to yourself.
Parking was wide open. So, hey, I'm not complaining about that.
With it being midweek, most schools in session, and summer winding down, the Canal River was all but empty today. Calm enough to watch the fish. But the owner of Corner Tubes, Matthew Hoyt, is hoping for a strong Labor Day weekend.
There's certainly pressure on it, but we're not going to make up July.
Yeah.
We lost July, so.
Like the whole month or just that beginning part?
No, we lost about 70 to 80% of July. So.
Weather shut down the Canal River most of the 4th of July weekend and into the next week. But Hoyt didn't see business come back immediately with the sunshine.
It's safe here.
Yeah.
I don't know that word got around that it's 3 counties over, 100 miles away.
Hoyt thinks there may have been a stigma associated with the region because of the flooding, and that online activity had people concerned about the flow rates. He also suggested that would-be visitors may have suffered their own losses in the flooding or be out helping with the recovery.
There's also just, do you want to go to the river and put this online at the time when some folks have been, really lost everything?
So you think there was The manager at Texas Tubes said safety seemed to be a concern for visitors.
We got a lot of, phone calls about, is the river clean, debris being in the water. There's always those concerns, and I think that had the most to do with it. Like I said, the city of New Braunfels does really well cleaning out the river. They're not letting us open if it's not safe.
And right now, it is open, wide open. The weather forecast for this weekend does include some hot temperatures, but also the possibility of some rain. Now, to make sure that your plans are up to date, keep an eye on the KSAT Weather Authority app. In the Canal River, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Man, he lucked out with that assignment today. Whew. All right, the excitement definitely heating up for the KSAT Pigskin Classic, emphasis on heating up. We want to get you back out to game day action over at Ferris Stadium. Our Myra Arthur and Ernie Zuniga are there right ahead of kickoff. So guys, tell us, paint the scene for us. What's it looking like out there?
Well, the best part, Stephanie, is the sun is going down. Yes. So the action may be heating up, but we're getting a little break from that. We have so much to talk about here tonight, and we're going to show you really a lot of things that don't happen on this football field.
Indeed, and we'll have other experts to break down the X's and O's, but for a little bit of context, these two teams played last year. Sotomayor won this game 33-10 last year. Too many turnovers for Clark, if you will, cost him in that game. But these are two teams that are coming off of playoff berths last year, obviously hoping for a repeat of that going to the postseason this year. Sotomayor, of course, Clark has been an institution there in Northeast ISD for many, many decades. Yeah. Sotomayor, if you will, kind of the new kid on the block, entering their 4th season here in Northside ISD. And as you mentioned, the football team is pretty good, but there are so many other programs off the football field that we can brag about.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about KSAT Pigskin Classic. We do that ahead of the game. So our Sarah Acosta went out to Sotomayor to talk to a student who is taking advantage of a program that pairs them with mentors in their dream careers.
Junior Sotomayor high school student Caitlin Bangley says she can spend hours reading, writing, or drawing up fiction characters. It's why she has big dreams to become a novelist.
You find yourself feeling lost overall, both in how you're currently doing and how you might be doing in the future. So having books both as an escape and as a way for readers to realize that they're not alone in that situation is absolutely crucial.
Northside ISD's Gifted and Talented and Independent Study Mentorship is helping her and several students make those dreams a reality. using a class period for students to find mentors in their dream career fields. Caitlin says after her first meeting with the published author, she already feels like she's on the right path.
The writing industry is really rigorous, and it has been for quite a while, so getting an opportunity to both understand how traditional publishing and self-publishing works is an opportunity I'm really grateful for.
Sotomayor's teacher who facilitates the program, Benjamin Brom, says they have students working with lawyers, doctors, mental health specialists, and some students by the end of the year end up patenting products or getting hired by their mentors later on.
The whole world is competitive, and anything that a student can do to get an advantage in that competition, to get their foot in the door, is an excellent opportunity.
Do you feel like school can only teach you so much and that you need these real life experiences to get to where you want to go in your life?
Absolutely. There are a lot of stuff that you can learn from school. However, getting experience in the actual fields that you consider for the future is absolutely crucial to me.
Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
All right, we told you we have a whole team out here from KSAT, and we really mean the whole team to bring you KSAT Pigskin Classic, including our very own Mike. And who needs to wait for homecoming for a mom?
Correct. I'll stop complaining about the heat. You want to talk about a hot mic? This is literally hot mic. But bonus points for the homecoming mom. You just need a date, Mike. That's the only thing you need now for the dance. Myra Arthur, ladies and gentlemen. On her birthday, by the way. On her birthday.
I am, and on my birthday.
Happy birthday,
I'm Mike for my birthday. Thank you.
That's super cool.
Thank you.
Super cool. But yes, it takes a village, right, to put on one of these productions. Obviously, this is my first KSAT Pigskin Classic, and so far we're having a great time.
Yeah, and we got a lot more coming your way, and we're going to bring it to you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We have got a jam-packed day, and we don't just want to focus on Ferris Stadium. Let's show you around our beautiful city. OMG, 100 degrees out there today. You're getting a live look from our live cam. Those skies are really nice and blue, but whew, the heat. Okay, now let's show you the traffic in the area. Very different situation over at Loop 410 at Blanco Road from what we showed you at 5 o'clock. Traffic was very busy there. It was very congested because it was 5 o'clock rush hour, but obviously that's not the situation right now. So we're very happy to tell you that traffic has cleared up in that area. Okay, so now, my friends, guess what? It's game day. We want to get you ready for the 2025 KSAT Pigskin Classic. The Sotomayor Wildcats facing off against the Clark Cougars, and the atmosphere is hot, hot, hot. We're going to take you back out to Ferris Stadium, where my good friend Japhanie Gray is getting ready for the game. And Japhanie, my friend, I know you are pumped. I heard you singing.
Oh, yeah, no, you know me. I'm in my natural habitat, okay? Football, the bands, the spirit itself. I'm just so pumped about it. I'm happy to be here. Now, earlier, I talked to some kiddos over at Clark's side. The Cougars, they're ready to go. They said they're excited about the people in the stands. They're excited about some touchdown. They're excited about seeing some people winning. But speaking of people in the stands, I made my way to the Wildcat side. Yes! Woo, woo! Hey, I'm sorry. So, as you can see, they all ready to go. That's what I'm talking about. That energy right there. We are having a blast. I'm sorry. Oh, look at my boy. Mike done made it up. Mike, give me some love. Look, Mike gave us some dance moves, too. I'm going to show you on GMSA. Go ahead and back it up. Back it up. And, there we go. Back it up. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We're excited. As you can see, it's a full party over here. Now, I caught up with a couple people who are sitting in the stands right now, and I was specifically asking them, why are they here? Are they here because they got a student that's playing? Check it out. We got a mom in the building. So tell me, why are you here today?
I'm here to represent for my son, Isaac Sendehu, who's the front drummer for the band for the Sotomayor Wildcats.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. So excited to see you, baby. Band is off the chain, and you say he's a drummer?
Yes, he's the drummer.
That's where the spirit, that's the best part of the band. So I want you to know, what is your favorite part about football season?
The band.
Okay. What are you most looking forward to this football season?
Them going on. They went to the playoffs last year to further on.
Okay,
the championship.
Is Dad, yes?
Dad, yes.
Okay, Dad, I want to talk to you for a second. What is your favorite thing about football season?
The action. Oh, yeah.
That's all about the action.
We're here for the entertainment.
Okay, amen to that. What are you most looking forward to for this football season?
We got to make the playoffs, so let's try it, do it again, you know?
That's what I'm talking about right there. Thank you so much. Y'all, again, it's such a party out here. We're having a good time. I'm going to hang out with the Wildcats for a little bit longer and enjoy it. Y'all ready to have a good time today? Yes? Okay, we're having a good time today. At this time, we need to see who else is always having a good time, and that's Adam Caskey giving us a shot of his forecast.
And Jeff, another hot day, 100 for our high temperature. Now, here's what I'm observing on the field that is very important. Notice how we're starting to get shade. The press box is starting to cast its shadow onto the roughly 35 to 35 yard lines. And that has significantly dropped the temperature of the turf. This artificial turf is notoriously hot. This is a big improvement. It may sound hot, but look at where we are right now. 101.5, 101.7, so we'll call it 102 for the surface temperature of the field. Let's go to the weather graphics and look at this comparison that I did earlier, just about an hour and a half ago. And notice on the left, that is a blacktop parking lot at 133.9, so we'll call it 134. The field, the artificial grass, not real grass, artificial grass, 137. 3 degrees hotter on the artificial turf than the blacktop parking lot where I parked. Very interesting, but now, of course, obviously the sun's getting lower and the ground and the surface is cooling off rather nicely. All right, let's take a look at the temperatures now. Still 100 at the airport officially. Del Rio up to 101. Today marked our 17th triple-digit day so far this year. Just a few behind average for the season, but we have another opportunity. I think we'll likely hit 100 tomorrow. So kickoff 7 o'clock. About 96 degrees then, 91 at 9, 88 at 11 p.m. on the drive home. Tomorrow we're going to do this all over again. So for the Friday games, just anticipate exactly the weather we had today. Plan for the same kind of weather, right up at or just above 100 for most of everybody outside of the hill country. Hill country just a few degrees shy of triple digits, but what's a few degrees amongst friends? Everybody's going to be feeling it. All right, here's our future cast. We have a weak cool front that's going to drop in over the weekend, and very slow moving one too. So that means it's going to gradually move in, gradually start to generate some showers. Not going to be a weekend washout, but our best opportunity is late Sunday on through about the first half of Monday. So into Monday. That's when we'll have some scattered activity, almost widespread at times, but don't get too excited about accumulations. North Texas, Lubbock to Abilene, San Angelo, and to Waco, that's where the sweet spot's going to be for rainfall, where they could see a couple to several inches, whereas around here, we're looking at maybe a half inch to an inch, and that's about it. And in some of the most fortunate neighborhoods, and keep in mind, it's rain in South Central Texas. It's not equal opportunity. Some neighborhoods might get a trace while others get an inch. And notice temperatures drop off a little bit too as we get on into the weekend with those higher rain chances. We're 95 by Sunday, Monday down to 92, and then back onto Tuesday, back to a lot of sunshine, and at that point, we're back into the upper 90s. However, I do want to point out that humidity will be a little bit lower at that point as well. All right, let's come back out live here because we got to get the Canyon juiced up, give it a test launch, get the pressure up before we go to game time. All right. T-shirt time! Let's hear it. Get it going. 3, 2, 1. Woohoo! That was only 60 PSI. Normally I do 80, and I was already over everybody's head. I'll have a lot more. I'll have a lot more. I'll have more. I love that it's powered enough, baby. I bet you I could hit the press box. I was hitting the top bleachers earlier, and one of them even went up and over the fence over there. This is my brand new Canyon. Just assembled it the other week. Got a nice paint job on it. Got the branding sticker. This is all just compressed air. People often ask. It's all PVC piping with the really good cement to hold it together, the PVC cement, and it's just a ball valve. So you just release it really quickly, and then poof, it releases the air rapidly. You have to have the right size of chamber to get enough air to push the volume of shirts that we're pushing. And they work kind of like a shotgun shell where you need a wad at the bottom to then push the pellets. You know, that's how shotgun shells work. You have that little plastic wad, and that's what helps push the pellets out. So at the bottom, I wad 2 t-shirts really tight. So it's basically an air seal, and that gives a much better push to all of the t-shirts, and I can launch about up to 7 of them at one time. El Cañón de Camasitas. Not Casquirone. All right, that's all we have right now for Fair Stadium. Of course, we'll be with Larry and Mary coming right up. Temperatures will be slowly falling through the 90s and into the 80s after sunset, and this shade has already made a difference. The proof is in the infrared thermometer. We'll be right back.
You're pumped, my friends, because
All
it
right,
is
everybody,
game
stand
day.
by for me.
Oh, my good friend Jaffney. Great. I didn't think you ever took a moment off. All right, we're getting ready now for the 2025 KSAT Pigskin Classic, and my girl Jaffney Gray is out there in the thick of it, getting the crowd all pumped up. Jaffney, tell us what else is going on over at Ferris Stadium.
Oh, yeah, no, everybody is super pumped up. You could just feel the spirit out here in the stands. Check it out. The Wildcats made it out to the field, and immediately the whole bleachers just erupted. So what people were telling me, that they want to see them actually go to the playoffs. That's one of the goals. But they also just want to see a win tonight. Again, this is going to be a matchup, a rematch, if you will. Mike in the background doing his thing, having a good time. And obviously, I made a lot of good friends, right? So, yes, everybody is just having a good time. We're all on the same page. And let's be honest, no matter who wins the game tonight, long as people are out here having a good time, no matter if it's super duper hot over here, if you could just take a shot over there at those stands, Sal, look at that sun coming down. But people are coming in. They said the sun is not going to stop them from enjoying the game. Yo, we're going to just stay out here a little bit longer, enjoy the crowd, enjoy the spirit, enjoy the football atmosphere. I'll send it back to you guys.
TV taking pictures with me.
All right, Jaffney, don't mind us. We're just taking pictures here with some of our friends from Northside ISD. Thank you so much.
To meet y'all.
They have been such great hosts here, and we're talking about, shining a spotlight on Northside ISD. 2 programs. We mentioned earlier, Clark's been around for such a long time, such a storied program. Sotomayor just 4 years into football, but they've already made an impression and done very well. Both teams, as we mentioned, coming off playoff bursts last year, and Sotomayor won this game last year. So that kind of sets the scene for what we're about to see here in just a little while. The cheerleaders have just arrived. These are the Sotomayor cheerleaders, and they're getting ready to do their thing here in just a little bit.
We got a lot more action.
Yeah.
We've been out here since 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now you can tell we're getting close to game time. And I think about all the preparation for this moment. These kids, the families, they've been coming out for not only football practices, cheer practices, but band parents as well. All those kids and families have been so dedicated, and it all leads up to this. And you mentioned it, this might as well be a national holiday.
Yeah,
statewide holiday.
That is
for the
true.
Kickoff.
We've talked on GMSA in the mornings how at that early morning, these football players are doing 2-a-days. And how would you like to be the Clark fans right now who are sitting in the visitor section, baked in the sun for at least probably, I think Justin Horn said this morning, the sun will set at about 8 o'clock tonight.
Oof, I hope somebody out there's got some umbrellas, some tents, something. Yeah. Either way, no matter what side they're on, they are ready for some football, and we're going to bring it to you right here on KSAT. We'll be right back.